Please, the clerk, raise your right hand. The evidence should give the court and jury the trial of this issue should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. King.
Good morning. Could you please introduce yourself to the jury?
Yeah, Corporal Dusean Williams, Savannah Police Department Forensics Unit.
Normal spelling of Williams?
Yes. Williams.
I was trying to cut out that step for you.
Gotcha.
Now we're all very clear on that. How do you spell your first name?
Dusean.
How long have you been with the Savannah Police Department?
Going on 11 years.
And how long have you been with the Savannah Police Department Forensics Unit?
About six, 7 years.
What's your position in the forensics unit at this point?
Digital forensics.
And were you with I guess you were with the forensics unit in October of 2022?
I was.
Do part of your duties include performing cell phone extractions?
It does.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So pretty much we have a unit called Gray Key, and it is iPhone specific. It gains access to any iPhone in its operating system, and we're able to get extraction based off the Gray Key unit.
Can you just walk us through kind of briefly the steps? Somebody comes to you with a cell phone, a detective comes to you with a cell phone, and they want a Gray Key extraction done. What do you do?
So what I do, I take that iPhone, I hook it up to the Gray Key unit. The Gray Key unit gets access to the operating system and the file systems that's on the phone, and it makes a hard copy of everything that's on that phone. It then produces a zip file along with a PDF report, a keychain, and a password list.
What's a keychain?
Keychain is pretty much a file that holds all the password tokens that is stored on the phone.
And what do you then do when you've pulled all that data from the phone? What do you do with it?
Typically, I would put it into a physical analyzer, and what the physical analyzer does, it decrypts all the information that's in the zip file and the keychain and make it into a readable format. But in this case, I believe the detective just wanted the extraction itself, along with the PDF reports and keychains and password list.
And in this case, did you give the detective the extraction that you had performed?
I did.
What is it, on a thumb drive or something?
It
like
is.
That? Okay. Let's talk about the who and the when. When did you perform the Gray Key extraction in this case that you're talking about?
October 7th.
And who was it that provided the phone to you to do the Gray Key extraction?
Detective Cox.
Jenny Cox?
Correct.
Okay. And did she identify the phone to you as that of the defendant?
She did.
What type of phone was it? Not necessarily like the model number and everything, but just generally.
A Apple iPhone XS Max.
Okay. And where did you conduct this Gray Key extraction?
At the forensics unit, 78 Ross Road.
And you turned around the resulting data to her?
Correct.
Okay. Did you give her the phone back as well?
I did.
All right. Do you see in front of you an object marked as States Exhibit 51?
Yes.
That is an envelope, right?
Right.
Do you know what's in that envelope?
USB device.
And what's on that USB device?
The Gray Key extraction.
Is it the same files that you pulled off of the defendant's phone on October 7, 2022 and gave to Detective Cox?
Correct.
I expect we're going to hear testimony from Sergeant Coleman of the Chatham County Police Department that he had already performed a Cellbrite extraction on this phone. What is the difference, just high level, right, because none of us are forensics officers, between the Cellbrite extraction that he had performed and the Gray Key extraction that you did a couple days later?
So Gray Key is made specifically with iPhone in mind, so it's able to gain access to files that UFED or Cellbrite is not able to gain access to because its developers specifically focus on iPhone itself.
I would introduce at this time States Exhibit 51 in the evidence, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
It's admitted without objection.
One moment, please. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Williams, you just stated a minute ago, Officer Williams, that Gray Key is iPhone specific and Cellbrite is not. what are the differences between the two? I mean, what's like a file that a Cellbrite would extract or not extract that a gray key would?
Well, one that I can think of offhand is the keychain that it can extract. It can bypass the operating systems on a iPhone better than the Cellbrite because, like I said, the developers of the Gray Key unit put more specifics on the iPhone itself.
Okay. So, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I'm just genuinely trying to understand. So it sounds to me like a Cellbrite extraction would get a lot less material than a Gray Key extraction would get.
Typically.
Okay. And is that the reason for running the Gray Key extraction is to get more specific?
To an iPhone, yes.
Okay. And when you do these extractions, I assume you just plug it into a USB device or some other port, and the computers do what they do. And
so I actually hooked the phone up to the Gray Key unit based off the port that's connected to an iPhone. So I believe it's a USB-C now. So the Gray Key has a USB-C that I can connect that phone to the Gray Key unit.
And it just generates this report, and that's it. And then you send it along to the detective or whoever you send it to,
It
right?
gains access to the files on the phone, and it does give me a zip file that contains all that data from the phone.
And what I'm trying to narrow down is basically when you do the extraction, you take the phone, you plug it in, you do the extraction, you get a hard drive, and you pass it along, correct?
Correct.
That's the extent of your involvement in this.
Right.
All right. Did you review any of the extraction on this or just forward it like you normally do?
I just forwarded it to the detective that needed it.
That's all the questions I got. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Any redirect, Mr. Dean?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. One minute, second.
Okay, so state may call its next witness.
Sergeant Gary Scott Coleman.